The view from the U.S. side of the border is sometimes obstructed. At times, we have to go across to see from the other side what really is happening on the border. For journalists on the Mexican side of the border, doing their job means putting their lives at risk in order to be the eyes and ears of the world. That's exactly what John Ritchie of ImpactoVision does every day for several hours, broadcasting live on YouTube from the banks of the Rio Grande across from Eagle Pass, Texas, in Mexico. Ritchie, for the most part, understands the plight of some of the migrants. However, he also calls out migrants for illegally crossing into the U.S. and in some cases accuses them of putting their children at risk by bringing them on a dangerous journey to reach their American dream. I'm Yami Virgin in San Antonio, Texas, for Sinclair Broadcasting and another edition of Immigration Crisis, the Fight for the Southern Border. The Day of the Migrant, a scheduled celebration to honor the work of migrants by the government of Mexico, took place a couple of weeks ago. But as John Ritchie explained to us, some migrants took that celebration to mean that they would be welcomed with open arms to cross into the United States. All right, John, so you've been doing this for a long time. I mean, the images that we've been getting from you are so impactful. They're images that on this side of the border, U.S. reporters like myself, unless we are allowed by our companies to go across, we would never get. You have gotten images of people getting hit with pepper balls, not adults. I'm talking about babies. I'm talking about toddlers. You've gotten images that most of it, I mean, you're looking at them and you cannot believe it. Talk to us about what you're seeing on the other side, looking this way towards the U.S.
Well, basically, it's very hard for me because I've been seeing a lot of suffering, a lot of people trying to get across the USA, trying to get into the country, but all these soldiers are trying to stop them. However means they can, because it's very hard for all the people that there's crossing all the danger that the river, the flow of the water, everything is kind of hard. And for me, it's been kind of crazy to record and document all this action that it's happening at the river. And really, it's been amazing how all the soldiers are being trying to stop them, but it's kind of frustrating that they don't listen, they don't pay attention, they don't really want to stop, they don't want to come back to Mexico, they all just want to go inside of the country.
So talk to me about tomorrow. Tomorrow you're saying it's a day of mass migration because Mexico called it the Day of the Migrant. Talk to us about that and what you guys are expecting.
Well, I've been interviewing all the migrants lately, and they all think for some reason, and I don't know why, they think they're gonna be able to get across and they're gonna be able to get in the country.
Вот и мы.
Вот и мы в Америке.
Ay, Diosito, gracias, Dios, papá Dios.
For some reason, it's been a rumor, and it's been, everybody's thinking that tomorrow they're gonna get across the river illegally, and they're gonna have the door open to get in. We don't know yet who's running those rumors, but the thing is that it's fake. It's a fake rumor, and that's not going to happen. Everybody knows that. But the thing, unfortunately, they still thinking that they will get in tomorrow for the Migrant Day.
Have you noticed that the numbers have gone up? I've been watching the images that you're recording, especially last night. I don't know until what time you were out there on the side of the river, but it looks like the numbers may be growing.
Yes, yes, the numbers are going up, and big groups of people are still coming in the train, in the bus.
Agua, agua. Punto color gris. Punto gris.
And as soon as they arrive to Piedras Negras, they rush into the water of Rio Grande. And, everybody's alert. All the authorities, local and state authorities of the state of Coahuila here in Mexico, well, they know about it, and they're working to, and they're going to try to stop all these migrants. Their, caravans still coming, and tomorrow is the day that they're going to try to get across. So tomorrow is going to be a busy day for the American soldiers.
What have you seen when you're out there and you see these soldiers? I mean, most of them are kids. That's the first thing I noticed. Most of
Yeah,
these,
young.
they're very young, and they're many of them away for months on end from home, standing on the side of the river. What do you see in their faces when they're having to deal with this?
Well, some of them they act nicely, some of them they act rude, some of them they're aggressive. But I think they're all different. They all different. Some of them they really care about migrants, and they try to help them by by guiding them to the border patrol. But what I've been seeing is that everybody's different. All of them they react differently with different groups, with the kids. But like I said, some of them they're nice, some of them they are aggressive, and some of them they're just doing their jobs.
For you being there, and the thing that gets me when I'm watching your YouTube lives that you do on ImpactoVision is the fact that people are crossing, and we all know if they keep going west, that's where Border Patrol can allow them to go in. But you continue to see them being guided by the coyotes to go through a certain side of the river. Explain how that works, and how many people have you seen go back who never realized that they just have to go 100 yards the other way? And how sad is that?
Well, I think they get really frustrated when they know afterwards, and when they see my lives that they couldn't make it, like you said, maybe 100 yards forward. But what I've seen lately with the migrants is that they afraid they are afraid of the Mexican side, and the coyotes or the traffickers that they're working on the Mexican side, because they get robbed by not only by coyotes, but they get robbed by policemen here in the Mexican side. But as long as they don't lose the hope, they keep walking, they keep going forward until they find border patrol. But basically, I think they are going to be they're going to keep trying until maybe, I don't know, the police or somebody can stop them. It's been hard for me to see all this action, and it's sad to see all this situation. But at the end of the day, one way or another, they will get in.
You get people from all over the world that are watching you. What do people from the US ask of you when you're doing the YouTube live?
Nobody likes what they see in my channel. Actually, everybody make comments, nasty comments about migrants. Sometimes it's sad to watch. There's a saying in Spanish. It says, "El peor enemigo de un latino es otro latino." And so everybody's against migration, but nobody offers a solution, and it's sad.
And I guess for me, one of the last things I want people to realize is the risk that journalists in Mexico run. We do
Yes.
our job here very easily, and I have a newsroom full of journalists that I don't think would be able to survive 10 minutes in your shoes in Mexico. Explain to them why, how difficult it is.
Well, first of all, there's lots of people that they don't like what you do. Well, what I do. basically. Um, for example, Instituto Nacional de Migración, Mexican migration, when I say that they're not working, obviously they don't like that. When I show the police, I mean, when the police is actually robbing the people, they don't like that. Sometimes the police try to stop the people, and I'm there. They don't do it because I'm there. So basically, it's hard to be in my shoes because I'm in a lot of danger sometimes, and I don't even know.
And to wrap things up for people on this side, we've seen all the stuff that Governor Abbott has done. And he, of course, wants to take credit for slowing down the number of migrants. But Sedena, the Mexican military on the other side, a lot of people are crediting the numbers going down because of what has been done. In your opinion, because you're on that side, what do you think has made the difference?
I think it's a combination of both countries. I think each country it's doing their thing. I think both are working together, coordinate, like they coordinate their work, and I think Mexican soldiers and American soldiers are doing their jobs. Sometimes we don't see it, and when I show it, well, that's when we know that they're working, but they are. A lot of people think that they're not working, but they are. They surely are.
Right. Thank you so much, John Ritchie. Hey, you really are the eyes and ears of the world. That's what I tell people when we do this job. That's what we're supposed to be. But you truly are doing that job, putting your life at risk, being on the other side of the border so people on this side of the border see what the heck is going on. So thank you so much. Friends, that is all for this week's episode of Immigration Crisis, the fight for the southern border. We will be back out in the Del Rio, Eagle Pass, Rio Grande, and El Paso area with all of our colleagues the night before President Trump takes his oath of office to see exactly if there are any changes that take place immediately after he is sworn in. From San Antonio, Texas, I am Yami Virgin. Have a wonderful new year, and we will be right there with you, reporting from the southern border.